Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First off, I'd like to apologize for not uploading a video for about 3 months now, but I was in the middle of a lot of things. I moved back from the United States of America to Bombay, and then I was sick, I was dealing with my classes, my startup, a lot of things were going on. So I apologize for all the delay, and I promise you that like our tradition so forth, I will continue to upload one video a week, and it starts this week. So in this video, we are going to talk about 3 reasons why you fail on your SAT to get the kind of marks you foresaw it. But before I go into this topic, there's one thing that I want to make absolutely clear. SAT is an extremely easy exam, and if anybody, any tutor, any teacher tells you otherwise, they are lying through their teeth so that they can get you and get to tutor you and get your money. Because SAT is an extremely easy exam. However, what differentiates SAT from anything otherwise is the approach you take, which is where my 3 reasons will bring things into perspective and give you the right things that you need to know. So, the number 1 reason that you fail on your SAT is that you don't know the strategies that you should be knowing. As I previously mentioned, that SAT is an easy exam. However, like any other competitive exam, there is a certain way you need to approach the strategies in SAT. There has to be a certain fashion in which you tackle and attack the English section. There has to be a certain way in which you tackle and you attack the math section. There's a certain way in which you tackle and attack the essay on the SAT. For example, one of the strategies that I tell all my students is that on an SAT English paper, you never really read the entire passage. For that matter, you don't read the passage at all. Surprised, right? I know in school we are all used to reading a passage and solving things. However, for SAT, this strategy doesn't apply. There's a certain way things are to be read, and only knowing that amount of things is going to be sufficient for you to arrive to an answer. So, the number 1 reason you fail on SAT is that you don't know the strategies. The number 2 reason that you fail on your SAT is lack of practice. Well, SAT is no rocket science. Like anything and everything on this earth and your studies, you need to practice it, and not just once, twice, or thrice, but over and over and over and over again and again. Also, it doesn't have to be from 1 book or 2 books. It has to be a cumulative resource from several books. It could be your Kaplan, it could be a College Board book, it could be so many books that are available on the shelf in the United States of America. Also, you need to change your level. For example, you're already a 1300 student, and if you want to rise to 1500, the kind of books that you refer to are going to be different because you're already a 1300 student versus somebody who started at 900. But at 1300, I already know that you know the easier questions. You need to focus on the medium and the more difficult one. The second part of the practice would involve doing a lot of practice papers. Now, SAT is a no-break exam, meaning in the 4 hours that you are in the paper, there's absolutely no break in it. So, as an untrained test taker, it might exhaust you because College Board likes to play around with your head. It places the English and the writing section before the math section, which kind of famishes you, exhausts you. So, if you solve the papers over and over again, and that too not separately, I don't want you to solve the paper English separate and math separate. You have to take the paper holistically and together. You have to reach to a point where writing an SAT is a cakewalk for you. You have to mentally train your mind in a way that when you actually go and take your SAT paper, it's just like any other paper you've ever taken in your entire life. So practice and at least 12 papers. And if you plan to score about 1500, I would recommend at least 20 papers of different levels so that you can get to that dream score and go into the dream university you wanted to go. And number three, the number three reason that a person fails to get the score he or she wants to get is taking the test just for the heck of it and then relying on the fact that you'll be taking it again. My approach, and this is what I tell all my students, is SAT is an easy exam, but try and get it done in just one attempt. Learn and perfect your methodologies and your strategies, and only when you're 100% certain of your score and how you learn things is when you should take your SAT. I've seen a lot of students take their SATs on one of the days without being prepared, and then they realize that this is not as easy as it looks like because of course they are untrained, and then they end up hiring a tutor where they keep on thinking that even if I don't get the score in this attempt that I should be getting, it is going to be a next attempt and the attempt after. Well, I have never seen, my experience tells me that these students are the people who actually don't end up scoring the kind of score they want. Why? Because they rely on the next attempt, and which is why they've never given their 100% to that one attempt that they are taking their paper at. So make sure that you hire a good tutor, learn your strategies, you practiced enough, get a ballpoint assumption of where you stand in terms of your SAT score, and only then take your attempt. And I promise you that if you take these three things into consideration, you should never ever fail on your SAT. So let me know if this is useful to you, and I can come up with more such tips. Please subscribe and like to my channel Synergy Academia, and I'm also going to give you the contact information towards the end of this video and also in the description box below. You can get in touch with me if you have any doubts related to SAT. Till then, see you for the next week, and I'll come up with more such videos, sometimes related to SAT, sometimes related to counseling, and sometimes related to none of this. Take care. Bye-bye. See you next week.